Hello and welcome or welcome back. If you're new to this channel, my name is Jen, and today I'm going to share with you some craft products that were sent to me to review. I have a diamond painting, I have a cross stitch, and I have a paint my number. So some of these sites have started to reach out to ask if they can send me some of these to review, and I'm like, yes, yes, and yes. These products are really like dirt cheap, cost-wise. So if you go on their website, like, it's so affordable. Now, this stuff is coming from China, and sometimes that makes people a little leery. You're like, what am I really getting? So I'm excited to be able to show you, okay, well, this is what you're getting. So the website, the company that sent me these, it's PAINTSOMEWAY.com. And like I said, they have diamond paintings, they have cross stitch, they have paint by numbers, and tons of patterns in each one. So this is the package that it came in, your plastic bag there. And it took about 10 days to get to me from when they sent me the tracking number. So not too bad. I did open it yesterday just to kind of like take a peek in the top, but I didn't fully get into it. I wanted to wait until we were all together to do that. I have the cross stitch kit here. And then these are pretty well sealed. So one is the diamond painting and one is the paint by number. So let's start with the cross stitch, since that one we can kind of see. And I'll start by showing you the page on the website. What I saw, I was like, oh, I really want that one. And it is an 11 count stamped cross stitch. I have never done a counted cross stitch, and I'm still kind of new to the whole cross stitch scene. So I'm all about the stamped patterns, and I'll show you what that means in a second. But this one here, it's 45 centimeters by 60 centimeters, $11.99. So only 12 bucks for this. And this site here offers all kinds of discounts, like the more you buy, the more you save, kind of thing. And this one here, again, putting the picture up so you can see, it's this beautiful like floral piano kind of thing. And I do play the piano. It's my dream someday to have like a baby grand piano that I can just sit down and play. I do have a pretty nice like electric keyboard, but it doesn't beat the sound of the real thing. So let's go ahead and see what you can get for $11.99 here. Now in this video, I will also insert clips, like just this short time lapse of me starting these projects, just so you can kind of see it in action a little bit. If you want to see the completed projects, you'll have to hit that subscribe button and wait till I finish them. Once I finish a project, I will jump back on and do a video to show the completed project. So then you'll really get an idea of like, okay, if I spend the money and do this project, what's it going to look like at the end? I think speed-wise, I think the paint by number I could probably do in like one sitting, because I love to paint. The diamond paintings, we'll see, and then the cross stitch probably the longest. Like I said, I'm still kind of new to that. Okay, so let's start with our thread. Again, I had looked up a YouTube video probably within the last month or so that just kind of gave me the basics so I knew what I was doing to get started. So here, oh, those colors, that's going to look beautiful, like looking at that pattern there. So here we go. I love how they do this. So you can see the numbers correspond there with the different colors. Oh, it keeps it so nice and neat and organized. All right, and then we have our little needles and things. I honestly don't know actually what all of that is in there. But I know I need the needles. And then I've actually purchased somewhere I have like those little cheap plastic like needle threaders, just because I need help when it comes to that. Okay, so here, so we actually have this guide as well. Now obviously that's not going to look quite the same as the photo you see, because it's not like the color you see on here doesn't coordinate with the color thread. There we go. So there is our guide there as to what shape and design goes with what coordinating number on here. So there's that guide. I'll show you the whole thing here. There's that. And then, so here is our cross stitch. And this is what I meant by stamped cross stitch, is that pattern is stamped right onto there. I would never be able to do like the counted cross stitch. Oh, unless it was like a really simple like stick figure. That's a really big size. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be so pretty. I don't know, in my mind, like when I saw like that little, the baby grand piano like on the website, I pictured it smaller, but I'm so happy, like, oh, that's gonna be nice. Now let me ask you guys a question. Those of you that are cross stitch veterans, do you, like if you just start with like one, like here, there's blue squares there. Let you pick your thread. Do you just do like one section, or do you go through and do all of that color with the blue squares? I started a kit and I started to do just like a small section, but then my brain just wouldn't let me. Like I'm like that completist, but like, no, I gotta do all of them. So then like I kept going. I don't know if there's like a pro or con to one way or the other. Anyway, and then with this, with the stamped cross stitch, I haven't actually completed a kit yet to have gotten this far, but you wash this then, and all of the grid, all of the ink, all of that will disappear, and you'll just be left, like even this here on the side there, that'll all disappear, and you'll just be left with your beautiful work. Yeah, $11.99 for a project that's going to keep you busy for quite some time. Oh, I love that design. When you're on their website, I mean, they're just pages and pages and pages of designs. So if you're new to cross stitching, just be mindful that there's the stamped cross stitch, which means it's going to be stamped on here. I like these. And then the counted cross stitch, which means this is going to be blank and you're going to be counting. You're going to be taking Tylenol. So there is that item. Next one, let's go ahead and open this one. I'm not sure, I don't know which is which. This might be the diamond painting. So let's go ahead and pull up the page, the one that I chose for that. Make sure it's the right project. Yes, I see diamonds. Okay, so this one, I am a big Disney fan, so I picked out a Disney pattern. Now, due to copyright, if you go on their site, you can't just like type in Disney. You just gotta search through all the pages. This one, ooh. Let me show you first the picture on the website that caught my eye. As you can see, it is Peter Pan. The title of it is Flying Elf. 80 centimeters by 30 centimeters, full round drill diamond painting. I've only ever done the square diamond paintings before, so this will be interesting. I've looked at like the pros and cons, and I do know like the circle, the round ones, it seems to go quicker. I don't think you have to worry so much about getting it straight because a circle's a circle. But then the reason I like the square, I mean, when you're going for that mosaic look, you know, it fills in more of the space, and I really like the look of it. So I've been hesitant to try the round, but when I saw this pattern, I was like, oh, I really want to do that one. So here is, I think that's going to look really nice. Again, I was concerned, you know, when you go with the round, I think you definitely want to go with like a bigger pattern. You know, if you go small, it kind of has like that pixelated look to it. So I was kind of concerned about like the detail of this. And yes, when you look at the picture on the website, again, I was looking at all that detail. Obviously, you're not going to get like that depth of detail in this, but I think it'll be enough. Like, you're not going to look at it and be like, oh, I'm not sure what that is. I'm excited about that one. Oh, okay. So again, if you're new to diamond painting, each little square has a letter or a shape that coordinates over here with a number, and that coordinates with our diamonds here. Woo! All right, so they're all numbered very well, so you know what's what. And that just keeps going. And then here's another one. There's gonna be that that's gonna be such a pretty blue color. I'm really excited about that one. Oh, and the price for that one, $9.99 for $10. Oh, that's awesome. So also with that kit, you're going to get this little tray and the little pencil kind of thingy and the little square of wax. You put like a little bit of wax in the top of that there, so that it sticks. So when you have your diamonds in there, you pick up the diamond, you place it on to here, and this also has a sticky, like a sticky back to it, so your diamonds will stick to that. I'm excited about that one. Very cool. Okay, now the last one, this must be the paint by number. So on their website, across the top, you know, they have diamond painting, they have cross stitch, and it says oil painting. Oil paint by numbers. So, 'cause, 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 ' I do paint with both oil and acrylics. And when it said oil paint by number, I'm like, are you sure? Because oil paints take like 2 weeks to dry and like months to fully cure. But when you click on any of the products and scroll down, it says package content, 1 set are acrylic paints. So maybe they just don't realize that oil and acrylic are different. And probably a lot of people wouldn't even like really notice or care, be like, oh, it's a paint by number. But for someone that has painted with both, I was like, wait, which is it? So like here, these are not paint by numbers. These are paintings I did. So here's an oil painting that I did. And here I have, this is an acrylic painting that I did. I mean, a painted picture is a painted picture, but oil and acrylic are very different. So it's a paint by number that comes with acrylic paints, even though it says oil paint by numbers. So this one here, let me show you the picture that I saw and fell in love with and chose. The title of it is Night View. I'm pretty sure it's a rendering from like Tangled with like the floating lanterns. And I just love that picture with the castle in the background. Now, when you're choosing a paint by number, like I was very picky. Like I would see pictures and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that. But then I was like, I don't know how well that's going to translate to a paint by number. Like they have tons and tons and tons of choices. But I was really trying to pick one like that wasn't going to drive me insane because the detail was just like massive. I mean, maybe some point, I'll try one of those. But for this one, when I saw this pattern, because this picture, looking at it, it looks like a completed paint by number. Some of them might have just been like a photograph and I'm like, not sure how well that's going to translate. Whereas this one I could tell, be like, this is going to look really awesome as a completed paint by number. So let's see what we got here. The price on this is $8.99 and the size is 40 centimeters by 50 centimeters. Let's go ahead and start. We have this is really cool. So it's this canvas. I like this a lot. I wasn't sure what to expect. I mean, I haven't done a paint by number in a long time. Actually, I pulled these out of the basement. I have my very first paint by number that I did when I was a kid. I couldn't believe I still had these. I was in the basement like looking for something else. I'm like, oh, this is my very first one. And I mean, from far away, like I would just stare at this. I'm like, oh, but I mean, get up close and you can tell. But that was my very first one. And then another one that I had done. Oh, and same thing. I mean, I was less than 10 years old and I would just stare at this. I'm like, I can't believe I painted that. Anyway, today's paint by numbers have come so far. And I'm so excited to try this. All right, so I'll give you a close-up. I mean, it looks very doable, very manageable. I love the size of this. Again, my mind doesn't think in centimeters. And I was actually like Googling like, okay, 40 centimeters is how many inches, like trying to gauge how big it was. And I get like in my mind, I'm picturing, something smaller, which is why I was like, how tiny are these things gonna be? But this is very, very manageable. Oh, okay. I love this. Okay, so here is. So I mean, it's from far away. It's, ooh. But yeah, oh, that's gonna be really cool. Huh. So here's the back is blank. I'm wondering what the process would be like after you complete this. What would the process be like to either like flatten it or frame it or display it? It's a really nice size. Okay, and then, woo! Yeah, see, looking at, so here's the guide, And I mean, if I would have been given that to like paint, I'm like, oh, like that's kind of awesome. But this is just the guide sheet, which I think is very helpful to have in case you accidentally like paint over one you weren't supposed to. So there is that. And then let's see. I got everything out of there. Okay. Oh, cool. Okay. So, oh, I love that they give you, I'll take these out, but 3 different size brushes. I like that. And then here are our paints. Because some areas are, you know, larger, and if you're just using this teeny tiny brush, like, so that's really cool that they think to send you, like, there's a little bit like a kind of a flat brush there, and then a medium-sized one, and then a teeny tiny like little pointed one for like the smaller spaces. And then they do have, there's like 2 screws and little hanger things there. So they're providing you with something that you can just kind of screw through the top and hang it on the wall like this. Again, I would want to have it like kind of flattened out. I don't know if this is, you can iron this. Somebody let me know if you know. All right, and then there is this little tiny kind of guide. I like having this, almost like when you're doing a puzzle, like you want to be able to see like, okay, what's this supposed to look like? And then, okay, so these, it's 4 separate wells here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and they are all numbered like that. Oh, that's gonna be really cool. I will be interested to see kind of like what the quality of the paint, like how does it really look, you know, kind of once we get started. But yeah, we'll see. Again, $9 for this, the Paint by Number project. I mean, I'm impressed so far just seeing like what I got here. I think their prices are great. And I can't wait to get started and hopefully finish them in the not too distant future. Again, so this website, it's PAINTSOMEWAY.com. Take a look. No matter what kind of like patterns or genres that you like or you're looking for, I can pretty much guarantee they have it. I spent a lot of time just like scrolling through the pages, and there was an extensive list of ones that I really liked. So it was definitely hard to choose. But thanks for joining me today to check these out, and I can't wait to see you again next time. All right, bye.